You're standing inside a massive stadium. The lights are off, you can't leave your seat. Now someone hands you a camera and says, take a picture of the entire stadium from the outside. Impossible, right? That's exactly what astronomers did with our galaxy. We're trapped inside the Milky Way, spinning around with 200 billion stars. And somehow we have detailed photos of what it looks like from the outside. A view we've never seen. A place we've never been. How do you photograph something when you're stuck inside it? And by the way, if questions like this keep you up at night, hit that subscribe button. Drop your burning questions in the comments and I'll answer them in the next video. Here's the first piece of the puzzle. We can see parts of the Milky Way from Earth. On a clear night away from city lights, you'll spot that cloudy band stretching across the sky. Ancient Greeks called it galaxies kyklos, the Milky Circle. But here's the problem. That's like standing in the middle of a forest and trying to figure out the shape of the entire forest. You see trees in every direction, but you have no idea if you're in a circle, a spiral, or a rectangle. Think about it. How would you even start? For centuries, we didn't even know we were in a galaxy. We thought those fuzzy patches in the sky were just clouds of gas. Then in 1924, Edwin Hubble changed everything. He proved those clouds were actually other galaxies, millions of light years away. Suddenly, we realized we're living inside one of them. But what does ours look like? Now here's where it gets interesting. Astronomers started mapping stars, not by leaving the galaxy, but by measuring where every star is positioned relative to us. Think of it like this. You're blindfolded in a room full of people. You can't see the room's shape. But if you measure how far away each person is and what direction they're standing, you could draw a map. That's exactly what we did with stars. In 1952, astronomer William Morgan made a breakthrough. He studied young, bright stars, and he realized they weren't scattered randomly. They formed patterns, lines, curves. He found the first evidence that we live in a spiral galaxy. But wait, spiral galaxies have arms that curve outward, like a pinwheel. How do you prove that when you're standing inside the pinwheel? Radio telescopes changed everything. In the 1950s, scientists discovered that hydrogen gas between stars emits radio waves. You can't see it with regular telescopes. But radio telescopes pick it up easily. And hydrogen doesn't lie. It shows you where the spiral arms actually are. By 1960, astronomers had mapped enough to confirm it. We live in a spiral galaxy with at least 4 major arms, but that's just the structure. What about those beautiful photos you've seen? The ones showing the Milky Way from above, glowing with billions of stars, arms spiraling outward into space? Here's the truth. Those aren't photographs. They're reconstructions. Let me explain. Astronomers spent decades measuring millions of stars. The European Space Agency's Gaia mission alone has mapped over 1.8 billion stars with extreme precision. They know how far away each star is, what direction it's moving, how fast. With that data, you can build a 3D model of the galaxy. Then artists and scientists work together to render what that model would look like if you could fly outside and take a picture. Now let me ask you something. Have we ever actually seen what the Milky Way looks like from the outside? No, and we never will. The Milky Way is 100,000 light years across. Our fastest spacecraft, Voyager 1, is traveling at 38,000 miles per hour. At that speed, it would take 450 million years just to reach the edge. You need to go even farther to get a good exterior view. We're not leaving anytime soon. But here's where human ingenuity kicks in. If you can't take the photo yourself, you find someone else who already did. Astronomers study other spiral galaxies that look similar to ours. Galaxies like NGC 6744 or UGC 12158. These galaxies have the same number of spiral arms, similar sizes, comparable star populations. Scientists use them as references. They compare our data to these galaxies and say, if we look like this on the inside, we probably look like that on the outside. A 2013 study even found that the Milky Way might have a massive bar-shaped structure in its center. Something we can't see directly because we're inside it. How'd they figure that out? By studying the motion of stars near the center and comparing it to barred spiral galaxies, we can see clearly. And here's what really gets me. We've never left the galaxy. Never seen it from the outside. Never taken a single photograph of our home from a distance. Yet we know its shape, its size, its spiral arms. Even the supermassive black hole hiding in its core. We figured all of this out by measuring light, tracking movement, and trusting math. So here is the beautiful truth. Sometimes the most powerful way to see something isn't with your eyes. It's with your mind. We mapped the Milky Way the same way ancient sailors mapped the Earth. Not by leaving it, but by paying attention to every detail from the inside. The galaxy isn't just our home. It's the ultimate puzzle we solved without ever stepping outside. Tell me in the comments what's the weirdest question that just popped into your head. I'll pick the strangest one and make it the topic of the next video. And if you love discovering the answers to strange questions, then you're definitely going to enjoy this video.